and I was in it to win, and I would not have taken any of those prizes. And you were the one who, you know, was preaching to us about it. And like, as soon as you did that, as soon as you took the trip, I looked at Amber, I tapped her on the shoulder, and I said, that's so not cool. Like, that's so messed up. And even, you know, you can say, especially with like the $5,000, whoever won the last question would have won, but you said you were in it to win, and, you know, you obviously weren't. So from everybody else's view, it was, you know, you were trying to throw it so that they would get it. Not necessarily trying to throw it, but not trying to win so that they would get it and you wouldn't have to use it. And, you know, right when Jen pushed her button and said her full of crap answer, I looked at my dad, I tapped my dad on the shoulder, and I said, she did that so Jamaica won, so she won the power veto.
Yeah.
The second that she chimed in, I looked at him and told him that.
Yeah.
And he took a second, he's like, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows that. I don't care. She can walk around and act like whatever she wants to, but I just think the whole situation today was just really, really uncool on everyone's end in there.
Yeah. I can see where that comes from, and the moment when I took the trip, there were 6 questions to still remain in that, and so I knew that the wager that was being pulled at that trip moment, that I would for sure be able to make up to that.
But that's if you got it. There was so many other people still in the game. And my thoughts going into it, he says the first ones are worth 500. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's 4 of them. So that's 2,000 points, if it were that way, which it weren't even that way.
Mm-hmm.
The last question's worth 2,000 points. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, if I'm even going to debate buying anything, I have to have no less than 2,000 points, no matter what, to guarantee it, because that's trying to win it. That's putting everything in it to win and being 100%. And that was the first thing that came to mind. Because I even talked to Jessica before, and I was like, are you going to get anything? And we're like debating it, like kind of like laughing about it, you know? But the first thing that came to mind is he's telling us, you know, how much points are worth, and I'm going through it in my head, like how much, you know, no less than 2,000, because if the last one's worth 2,000, anybody can take it.
Mm-hmm. And so that addition went through your head, that math went through your head.
That was the first thing that went through my head, was why would you even question buying something without having an absolute guaranteed win? Especially when, if you got a question wrong, you would be out completely. It just didn't make sense.
Right. Well, and I understand where you're coming from. And the thing is that I was still in it to win it, because I took that first, I had $1,000, and I took that trip, and it knocked me down to $250. And then I won $3,000 over that.
I know what you're saying, but Dustin, you didn't win.
I understand that. I know I didn't win. And do you realize that at the last question, it was an even playing field? Every single person had an equal opportunity to win at that point.
But if you were in it to win it...
Yeah, she's just saying if you went to use it on the first trip, you would have been ahead by more than 2,000
Well, if you were
anyway.
in it to win it, you could have won it. You would have won it. But you didn't give it 100%, and you weren't in it to win 100%. Because you know for a fact that Kale was never going to take the trip. Jen would never take the trip because that's their life. Jessica, maybe, who knows, but she didn't even do it. She regrets not doing it because you did it. Jamaica wouldn't, because Jamaica would never do that. Zach looked at me, he's outside, and he's like, I feel bad for you. And I was like, why? He's like, because if you didn't get that question wrong, you could have had a trip to Barbados. And I was like, Zach, I would not have taken that. And that's I don't know if
I believe you. I believe you 110%.
I would not ever, ever, ever take that. And that sucks. That sucks. And the reason that it sucks so much is just because of what you said to everybody downstairs
About everybody
yesterday.
everybody should try and win this.
The reason you came downstairs last night was to make sure that everybody was going 100% and putting their all into it.
Jamaica, please put on your microphone.
No, I completely understand what you're saying. And honestly, I was caught up in the heat of the moment. I wasn't doing that math in my head, and I made a selfish move. And there's nothing else that I can say about it, because it was a selfish move.
I don't know. It just sucks. That's all.
Yeah. I agree. It does suck.